if it's a big company, they'll send you towards the HR. You don't want to do that because sometimes HR, they just toss you out. So what you want to do is find a particular department. For example, if I want to work as a part-time software developer. Hello and welcome to another video of Andi in Denmark. Today I'm going to be talking about part-time jobs in Denmark. This video is for international students who are looking for part-time jobs and also accompanying spouses who are here with their families. So you can either be here or you're planning to come to Denmark in the future. So this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to be talking about few jobs which you might do in order to get some extra money, and where you don't have to actually speak Danish local language. As long as you speak English, that should be good enough. So as an international student, you're allowed to work 20 hours a week, and during the month of June, July and August, you're allowed to work full-time, which is in Denmark are 37 hours per week. But depending on your job, if you're working in a farm or a pig farm or other farms or other places where the times may vary, it could be more or it could be a little bit less. But yeah, legally you're allowed to work full-time in those 3 months of June, July and August. So the big question, how much money you will earn in a week? So if you work 20 hours a week and you're getting, the average salary is 115 to 130 Danish kroners. So that's more than what you get in some places in USA. So if you multiply that 130 kroners by 20 hours, it's like 2,600 Danish kroners. So that's a good amount of salary. That's a good amount of money. Of course, you pay taxes from that, but that's how it is in Denmark. You pay a lot of taxes. But it's a lot expensive here in Denmark. So having a nice part-time job is always an advantage. So the first one is delivering newspapers. I know it sounds silly, but as in Denmark you get quite a good amount of money delivering newspapers. And the good thing about this job is like you can plan your works whenever you have time. You can deliver the newspapers. It's actually also newspapers and the magazines, so you can plan whenever you have time. You can do that. I think it's depending on the company, you have to talk to them. It could be once or twice a week. So you have to deliver the newspapers or the magazines to the post box of the people, and so you also have to be careful in order while you're delivering that there are different types of stickers people put on their post boxes where they say no thank you for the magazine. So all these things you will probably get trained before you start this job. So the next job is warehouse jobs. It's called layer job here in Denmark. So basically this job requires you to stock up all the shelves which are being emptied during the day of the shopping. Specifically I'm talking about IKEA. There are many places in Denmark where you'll find the job, especially international students when they come to Denmark. IKEA is the place they work as a part-time student. And not only IKEA, but all the other warehouses, big warehouses who sell stuff in a wholesale, especially Bilka Bilka is a big supermarket here in Denmark. But IKEA is the place where a lot of international students work as a warehouse worker. But the only thing is that the job starts sometimes around 4 o'clock in the morning, and the shop opens at 10 o'clock. So you have between 4 and 10 to finish your work. So that's the only thing. But I don't think, as being an international student, you don't mind that. The job pays well. You get around 130 kroners per hour, so that's a good amount you as an international student. One of the good things about working in a big company like IKEA is like you get good benefits. You get a discount on all their products. So basically as an international, a lot of people go to IKEA and you can save some amount of money on that as well. Plus you are covered while you're working as the insurance. Plus you get a health insurance while working. I think it's also very normal. Most of the companies that hire you, they will have a working insurance for you. So anything happens during work, you will be covered. One more extra thing about this job, if you have a license or have a little bit experience for forklifting, then it will be a huge advantage that you will get this job, because these big warehouses have a big containers coming in, and they always need people who with the skill of forklifting. You can also probably get an extra pay if you have this kinds of license or experience. So make sure before coming to Denmark you have your references in order if they want to check with your employer back in your country. Plus, when you have a license for these equipments, then you probably have to give a test and show them that you can actually drive these kinds of machinery, and you can do the job. So the next is food delivery jobs. So in Denmark, there are two big companies which are Just Eat and Wolt. In this job, you can earn around up to 175 kroners per hour. So, but the requirements are you need some kind of a vehicle. It can either be a bicycle, because most of the international students or normal people who do these kind of delivery jobs are delivering food on the bicycle. And in Denmark, people love to bicycle. So yeah, if you have a bicycle, that would be a good thing. And you need a phone with the data, so with basically internet, so you can have their app, so you know where to deliver the food. Plus you need the GPS in order to deliver the food. So the next job is painter. As a painter, house painter. This might sound a little bit odd, but this job doesn't require you to speak a lot of speak at all. All you have to do is register with the companies who deliver such services, and there's always a job for this, because there's always people moving in, moving out. So whenever someone moves out from the house or the apartment, they have to clean up the whole house, do the floors, and paint the whole house. So all these companies always have jobs. It can also be a full-time job if that's what you want to work. Because I have seen a lot of people who come from Eastern Europe or Italy. They work even at this apartment when I moved in. It was people who were from it was Italian guys who founded this company, and they were working, and they didn't speak Danish at all. So that could be to your advantage if you know how to paint the house. So the next job is the dishwasher. I know, dishwasher. I know it's not the first priority, but I have done it before. So, but this job doesn't require you to speak Danish at all. So all you have to do is go to the restaurants and give your CV, and they probably call you. A lot of international people work as a dishwasher or cleaner for that matter. So there's also companies for cleaning, big companies where you can register, and they probably call. The most important thing is, like, some people might think these odd jobs are so below their standard, but you know, as a student or as an international, you have to think practically. You have to pay your rent, you have to pay the transportation, you have to pay the utilities, you have to pay for food. So all these things adds up a lot of expenses. So having a part-time job as together with your studies, it always an advantage. Not only that, but it gives you a good impression of you when you apply for full-time jobs, and you have in your CV that you work in Denmark as a. It doesn't matter what kind of job you were doing, as long as you were working as a part-timer. There is a good chance that you will get in front of the line when a lot of candidates are applying and who doesn't not have the experience at all. On a personal note, I also had a part-time job in Denmark when I was studying, and it really helps you get the full-time job. I mean, it really gives you an advantage over all the other people when you apply for full-time jobs when after the graduation or when you're done studying. So make sure you have some kind of job as a part-time when you come to Denmark. So the last thing I would like to talk about is the jobs within your industry or within your field. Um, Specifically, I'm going to be talking about IT jobs or people who are within the IT industry, because that's where I'm working now, and I used to work as a part-time webmaster. So that's where I have experience. But if you have any specific requirements or a specific job you're looking for, please let me know in the comment section. I'll try and reply. So the first thing you want to do, either you can be also be in Denmark or has not come to Denmark yet. So it's an advantage if you have not come to Denmark yet. You start working on this. You update your CV according to Danish standard. That's the first and most important thing. If you need a sample CV, I'll write a link in the description to my website where you can download the free sample CV and update your CV according to that standard. And if you have any questions, please write me. I'll help you out. Second thing is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is most used platform in Denmark by recruiters. So make sure you have a good LinkedIn profile, have a nice profile picture. It's also modern these days to have a nice video. You can also try and do that. But yeah, please update the LinkedIn profile. So that's where most of the jobs are available also, you can find. And second thing I would like to talk about, that you make a list of the companies that you would like to work or they are within your industry in a particular area, or which is near in the city where you're going to live or near your university. So make the list of all these companies or IT companies you would like to work for. Once you've done that, go to their website and look if they have any job openings. If they don't, so what you want to do is call the company. And most of the times when you call the company, you talk to the reception, or if it's a big company, they'll send you towards the HR. You don't want to do that because sometimes HR, they just toss you out. So what you want to do is find a particular department. For example, if I want to work as a part-time software developer, I'll find a software department and I'll find the head of that department. And they are always on LinkedIn, so you can always search for that particular name or that particular person. So you ask for that person. Once you have that person on the line, you ask for a virtual coffee meeting or a personal coffee meeting. Coffee meetings are very formal things for job interviews in Denmark. It's very modern. Also, especially virtual is like since the corona, a lot of people ask for virtual coffee meeting. So you can ask for that, and when you get like 10-15 minutes with that person, it gives a good impression of you. Basically when you're coming from another country, they don't have any knowledge about your background or interest. Even though you send a CV, they cannot do a background check on you, or they don't want to for a part-time job. They don't want to waste such resources. So what you want to do is, when you have this meeting, you talk to them. You talk to your what you're doing, what are your plans, and all these things, good things, what you would like to work as and then how that will benefit them. So all these things will add up. And even if they don't have the job for you, there is a good chance that they'll call you back in the future. On a personal note, I had a friend, she's from Latvia when I was studying, and she was keep calling this company for a job because she really wanted to work in that company. So one day the boss called her and said, okay, let's come for a coffee meeting. And when she was there for a coffee meeting, like, she had a very good impression on them. So what they did, there was no job for her, so they created a part-time job for her. So because the boss thought that her experience or the kind of person she's gonna add more values into their company. So they created a part-time job for her. But the good thing about that is, when she was done graduating, and she got the full-time job there in the same company she was working part-time. So these things always matter. So it's very important that you, when you go through all this process of making good CV and LinkedIn, you should always call them. So that's one of the good things in Denmark, that they're not afraid to talk to you. I mean, they'll always have time to talk to you. Sometimes also when you apply online and you send an email, there is a very like good chance that they will not write you back, because sometimes they're busy and they don't have time, so, and they forget, so they have other priorities, so it's good to call. So if you got any value from this video, please like, share and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any other questions, please write them in the comment section, or any other videos that you would like me to make, please also write them. Thank you.